What's up, class? So, one of the coolest things you can do in Starfield, along with building outposts, is to design and craft your own spaceships. I'm going to be making a whole set of videos on how that process works and offer many helpful tips and tricks. But first, I thought I'd wet your whistle by showing off one of the coolest ships in my fleet so far. Now, at any given time, you can only call one of your ships your home ship, which is the one you fly around in, is manned by your crew, and where you keep all your cargo. But that can be swapped out at any time. So in future videos, I'll be showing you other ships in my fleet. Most of the others are still works in progress, though. I'll give you some glimpses of them in this video. There are a lot of different shipyards that offer unique parts that you can't find at other venues, so figuring out which places have the best fits for your ship is a process unto itself, something I'll also be helping you with in a future video. So this video is mainly a tour video. I've decided to name all the ships I'm currently working on after a gemstone and an animal, as you can see from some of my other works in progress. But my current home ship is called the Ruby Jackal. I named her that because she was the first ship I captured from some pirates, which was pretty cool. It was originally called the Spacer Jackal. So I renamed it the Ruby Jackal for sentimental reasons and pretty much did a complete redesign. It was also my first Class B ship. I'm also working on a Class C ship right now, but I'm still trying to figure out if there's any rhyme or reason to the way interior HAB units connect to each other, so you don't have to keep going up and down ladders to get around. By the way, if anybody has any tips about that, leave a comment below. I don't know if I just lucked out here with the Ruby Jackal, but the interior connectivity is absolute perfection. I'm just really proud of the way it turned out. Also, the shape of it sort of reminds me of a Klingon Bird of Prey. That was accidental, actually. If I really wanted to design a bird of prey, I could probably come a lot closer, but it just has a really badass look to it. It's also no slouch when it comes to cargo or combat either. So let's take a look at some of the stats, then I'll give you a tour inside. Okay, so here is the ship. It's pretty small actually, but it's also really big. I mean, when I take you on a tour of the inside, you're gonna see just how big it is actually, but it's just really fascinating the way it's sort of compact but really big on the inside. So this ship currently has the best of every part possible. It took a while to find all these different parts from all the different shipyards, but let me just give you a quick tour, okay? So this is the Cabot Bridge. It's actually a 2-story bridge. I love it. Most of the time when people are building with this particular bridge, they're gonna, just connect all the pieces together. But I decided to have it sort of stick out, kind of like a hammerhead shark or something, sort of looks like that. But anyway, it's got the absolute best grab drive and reactor in the B class, and what I think are the best engines in the B class as well. Best helium tanks, at least for the look of it, and it's got the best missile launchers as well. Now, it only has 2 weapon systems on this particular ship. I didn't want to have to divide it up into 3 because sometimes you don't need it. And the reason that I don't need it on this particular ship is that these energy turrets here, neutron turrets, are turrets, which means they automatically fire on their own. So I only have to concentrate on the missiles, and these bad boys do the rest of the work, and they have an incredible range. Now there's a few other auto turrets that have slightly better damage, but this particular type has the farthest range that I've found, at least for my level. So yeah, this is fantastic. It's got a bunch of cargo. As you can see, these right here are all the cargo units. It's got some shielded cargo as well. I don't know if that's redundant because I also have a frequency jammer, a scan jammer here. I guess maybe if it gets through the scan jammer, maybe the shielded cargo bays will be a backup, but I just figured I might as well. So it's got cargo bays on each side and then cargo bays along the entire bottom of it as well, which fits perfectly because these particular landing gear modules are super tall. So they can actually fit the cargo in the belly along with this landing bay. And yeah, now some of these things are just decorative, like these items here, these cowlings, but I kind of put everything to good use. Even though this is just a cowling, it also houses the auto turrets, and it's got a slim docker and the best shield that I've found in the game, at least for its mass. So it's pretty incredible. I'm loving it. As you can see from the bottom, It's got a pretty good hull rating and incredible cargo rating, a very high crew rate. It's got the maximum jump range. It's almost got the maximum top speed. It does have a slightly lower mobility, but I'm not too worried about that. You know, I wanted to have some decorative items around here, like these little portholes and just, you know, some of the things that just make it look nice. I didn't want to have to worry about speed because I usually just sit in first person, and with this particular ship, the auto turrets are going to do all the work, sometimes before I even kind of know what's going on in combat. So I'll just let the auto turrets whittle enemy ships down. I jet in close enough to lock on with my missiles, and then it's just pretty much game over. I haven't lost a fight with this particular ship, I don't think ever. So with some other ships, I've lost a couple of battles, but not with this one. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a tour inside, and I'll show you what I got going on. Okay, so I like this particular landing bay here because it's got some room and it's got a pretty cool noise that it makes when I board it. It's just kind of slick. You know, that's it, and I'm in. Now, as soon as I enter, the first thing that we have here is the workshop. So if I just need to jump on board real quick and modify something and then jump back out for a mission, I don't have to go running around my whole ship. It just worked out perfectly. And then through this door right here, very simply as well, we just have some stairs up to the bridge. All right, just like that. And look at this room. I just love the way it's got like a skylight. It's just really super roomy. And, you know, sometimes my crew members will sit in these co-pilot seats, but yeah, it pretty much rocks. And if you noticed here, as I came right up these steps, the inventory is right here. So I can just drop off things in the captain's locker or this cargo hold. And then the armillary is right there if I need to drop off a piece of the puzzle. Won't spoil it for you. And then I could just hop in the cockpit and take off. Now, on the upper deck here, through this hatch, we have some more crew stations here. And then right through this door is the docker. So if I'm coming back from docking as well, the first thing I've got right here is the infirmary. So it just kind of seemed like, you know, a good place for triage and stuff. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. I think these pieces are called Nova Galactic pieces. I just like, it's not quite as dark as some of the other ones. It's kind of bright, gives it a space vibe, but it's also still kind of clean. And if you can see here, that is a hallway and that is a hallway. So the wings of this thing aren't just for decoration. They're actually the living quarters. We have a storeroom here. Just a little companionway with the portholes on the back and the front. So when we're out in space, you can just look through there and gaze on the stars. And then we have the living quarters right here. Somebody's, oh, look at that beer. It's already dropping through the table because they couldn't be helped to fix that little loading glitch in Starfield from its predecessor. Okay. Let's see if I can... There we go. All right. So somebody was just eating a meal. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't do a lot of decorating on your ship because everything's just going to kind of fall through the cracks, just like in Fallout 4, which is a terrible shame. I guess the stuff that they've preloaded in the game, like this milk and the tea bags and stuff, those don't fall through. But anything that you add yourself is going to start falling through the cracks. You can just decorate it, make it temporary, and then move along. In fact, I shuddered to look at the captain's quarters, which I'll show you last. Okay, cool. Well, this is the living quarters. I wanted to have two sets of living quarters because there's a lot of crew on this ship, and I didn't want them all having to share the beds and stuff because it looks like this particular hab only has one bed. So I guess they do sort of have to share the beds, but at least with this second one over here, which I will cross all the way across my ship. Look at how cool that is.
I'm working hard, Captain.
So that's Samco's daughter. Oh, there's Sam. So she comes, accompanies him. So we have like sort of a 6.5 crew members, I guess you could say.
Not bad.
So this is the second living quarters. Yep. Also, the beer and the steak is falling through the cracks. So look at that.
Yes.
Okay. So there's Sarah, and this is the second living quarters. So I did some decoration. Looks like it's still intact, but yeah, it's not a terribly safe place to leave valuable items to decorate your ship. You can decorate it real quick, take some snapshots, take a video, and then collect everything and just say that you did it. But anyway, yeah, I love the way that you can just stand in the living quarters on this side and see all the way through. I sort of imagine that this is like the women's living quarters, and then the men's living quarters are all the way on this end.
Is there a way to go faster than the speed of light?
You know, just in sort of the role play in my head and stuff like that. But let me show you the captain's quarters, and then that will be the end of the tour. So the captain's quarters are back on the first level, and they're right behind the area that we entered into from the landing bay. So when we enter, we're facing this direction, and we can just go and head right into the workshop area. But if I turn around, then these are my private quarters. I'll close the door so we're not bothered by anyone. Let me see if anyone's in here. Okay, cool. Anyway, yeah, this is my little office area, I guess you could say. Pretty cool. Did some decorating there. Yeah, some of these things have stayed on the shelves. That's good. There's my bed area. Awesome. And then here is my sort of loungy area. Got the board games, got the book, a little wine and whiskey, some sliders. Some tea, got a shelf. I wish there was a little area where you could decorate things like trophy items in here, but I guess that's mostly reserved for your settlements. But anyway, yeah, this turned out really, really well. I'm really proud of it. All right, folks, well, that's going to wrap up this tour. I hope you liked it. If you do, it's only the second ship I've ever built. I can't imagine the kinds of things I'll be able to come up with down the road. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully they'll add some more pieces in future DLCs. We'll see. Anyway, give the video a thumbs up if you like what I built here, and subscribe for more videos in the Space Camp playlist. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay smart.